I shepherd, I shall not want him make it I like down in a green pastures, him lead that I beside still water them. Him restore it I soul, him lead that I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I Rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I. In the presence of our enemy them, who anointed I head to no oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of my life. Me I go dwell in the house of our Lord God. Jah krema we gromabe. How ma uso bolisa adanu water e was sikla for. How what anyu mo oh you wala don. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral, never claim to be, because we are not. We have actually taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food. In all its palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. This is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry, the rank and file of our people, right from the crowns of their heads all the way down to the soles of their feet. And we subject these ideas to some crucial forensic scrutiny, right after which we tease out the creme de la creme of all these and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. We are called the Black Empire Media. We are the headquarters of the truth. This is the habitat of the truth. This is the hometown of the truth. This is the bedroom of the truth. This is the foundation of the truth, the address of the truth, the domicile of the truth. This is the truth. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. And I'm most excited to tell you that we are live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. You can also find us on X, formerly called Twitter. We are also on Instagram. And then on TikTok, we keep ticking and talking with the gracious hands of patriotism. This is where the truth lives. This is the home of exclusives. Oh my God. If it is not the truth, you will not hear it here. Here we don't do politics, yes? Here we don't do politics. What we do is called patriotism. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a story so dear to your heart that you want us to follow up on. We are more than just excited to do that. Come here. Now today we have 4 very important stories we want to share with you. And my brother, my sister, we have some exclusives in there. This is the headquarters of the truth. At this point, I want to invite you to please subscribe to the channel, right after which you will please hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Oh yes, please like the show, share the show, and recommend us to family and friends. Thank you for making us number one. Oh my God, have mercy. We are so grateful to you. At this point, let me just say thank you so much to our sponsors. Now we begin with the almighty Tesoro d'Oriente. Now turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesoro d'Oriente. Now Tesoro d'Oriente has gone beyond just a shower gel. It is magic. Hey, it is soft, it is smooth, it is silky, and it has that long-lasting oriental fragrance that remains on you 48 hours after you have taken the last bath. Oh my God. This is Italian technology coupled with African raw materials, giving you that premium quality made most affordable. Hey, now, if you have an interview to attend, you need Tesoro d'Oriente. Now, if you have a very important gathering to attend, Tesoro d'Oriente, maybe there's a new chick in town that you want to be able to bamboozle. My brother, my sister, Tesoro d'Oriente. Maybe there's a new guy in town. You want to show some levels. My sister, Tesoro d'Oriente. Oh my God. Now it comes in so many different fragrances. Oh my God. We have the Ikigai. We have the Karma. Oh yes. We also have the Forest Therapy, the Royal Oud, the Persian Dream. My favorite is the Royal Oud. I also love the Forest Therapy. This is Tesoro d'Oriente. How do you use it? Very simple. Pour a little bit of Tesoro d'Oriente in the middle of your palm. Shake up the bath water. Watch how the lather grows into a rich foam. Allow it to nourish your skin. It also serves as an insect repellent. Oh my God. Just relax and enjoy the exquisite, oh my God, fragrance of Tesoro d'Oriente. This is luxurious. It is luscious. Oh my God. And 48 hours after that, you are the king. You smell like the Garden of Eden. Now, Tesoro d'Oriente is proudly distributed in Ghana by Daddy Ash Limited. Now, for bulk purchases and inquiries, please call Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599. This is Tesoro d'Oriente. And I'm most excited to say thank you and to welcome you to this heavy platform of patriotism. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. We are also sponsored by the kind courtesy of Millennium Insurance. Now, it is not every insurance that is an assurance. Some of it behave like an expired plaster. But ultimately, you know they are a disaster. My brother, my sister, that is why I am introducing you to your trustworthy partner, Millennium Insurance. What kind of insurance do you require? Motor insurance policy, third party, comprehensive, or maybe you want to insure your vehicle against burglary, against some kind of natural calamity like fires. No problem at all. Hey, personal accident and group personal accident insurance, no problem. Get your 24/7 cover on disability and even death for your employees and family members. No problem at all. Hey, nobody is a preserve of calamity. Calamity would come when it will come. It doesn't matter how much you pray. It doesn't matter who you are and what you are, tall or short. My brother, my sister, even one of the most pious people in the Bible, Job, had calamity visiting him. That is why you have to be ready anytime calamity strikes. And that is where Millennium Insurance behaves the best. Can I tell you more? My brother, my sister, with Millennium Insurance, when it comes to claims, we are so quick to do that because we are in a hurry to see you back on the right footing. Hey, earthquakes, fires, floods, volcanicity. Oh my God, no problem at all. This is Millennium Insurance, and you need the Millennium Traveling Insurance. Yes, Millennium Travel Insurance. When you are traveling outside the nation, we take you in and bring you back safely, full of experience. Remember to take our numbers from off the screen. Give us a shout. We are ready to welcome you to the family of trustworthy people. Our numbers are also on the screen. Oh, share the numbers with family and friends who need to be part of this trustworthy family. Visit our sales portal at sales.millenniuminsurancegh.com. It is what it is. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, and I am totally insured by Millennium Insurance. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, and here we speak truth to power. Now, NPA wants me to tell you something simple. Hashtag stay back, stay safe. Now, anytime a fuel tanker runs into an accident and overturns, do not be so much in a hurry to scoop or siphon fuel from these overturned fuel tankers at accident scenes. Rather, please call and report the accident on 192 or 191 or 080123000. And this is toll free. In other words, you don't pay for making these calls. This is the message from EPA. I beg your pardon, NPA. Yes, NPA. Yes, NPA, National Petroleum Authority. Your life is worth more than a gallon of fuel. Please preserve your life. We need you to help Ghana grow. Do not go down the drain because of 1 gallon of fuel from an overturned fuel tanker. NPA has made it so simple. Stay back, stay safe. This is a National Petroleum Authority safety campaign. And my name Blakk Rasta, Ghana's #1, Africa's finest. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunam, where we speak truth to power. One more time, please hit on the subscription button. Right after that, on the notification bell, so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Time now for action. Story number 1. Watch this. CHEDDA'R's lies. Every day for Thiefman, 1 day for master. My brother, my sister, this is a common saying in West Africa. Every day for Thiefman, 1 day for master. It means every dog has its day. At the same time, there is a day when everything will come to light. Now, Cheddar is a very interesting personality. This is the guy called Cheddar. The first time we saw him in this country, it was all about wealth. It was all about riches. Then later, he had a political ambition, which he made us know. Oh yes, he called his political movement the New Force. He was the man behind that mask, the New Force. And he said this was the new Ghana, a new nation. Many of the young guys followed him because they believed that this is a young man who is coming with new ideas. They followed him. They were tired of following the old men left, right, and center. But in no time, he started to mess up. First, he told us he was going to make the sea go all the way to Kumasi in the Ashanti region, where he probably was born. And we will confirm that in a bit. My brother, my sister, and some people actually believed him. When he was asked to explain how he was going to draw the sea all the way from the capital down to Kumasi, right there in the Ashanti region. In fact, his explanations did not seem to add up. But still, people still followed him. Then there was this controversy about tigers that he brought into the country. He called them the white tigers. My brother, my sister, the authorities came down on him because people that he lived with in an area were complaining that the animals were not being bathed, so they were smelling all over the neighborhood. And they made a hell of a noise right there in the neighborhood. And when our cameras got closer to him, we realized that he had actually been very, very wicked to the animals. In fact, he declawed all the tigers and he deteeded all the tigers. So their teeth were filed off, their claws were filed off, and he fed them with what he wanted. and not what the tigers wanted. We as animal rightists were not happy with Cheddar. So we decided to hit back and tell him, no, you cannot be this cruel to these animals that are kings of the jungle. You cage them in a very little prison and you feed them with what you want to feed them. Then later, he told us that he fed them with cows, in other words, beef. In the jungle, the tiger eats more than just beef. And even the kind of beef the tiger eats is different from the beef that Cheddar was feeding these animals on. The animals started to bloat up and become so fat. There was trouble as to how he navigated that. Your guess is as good as mine. Then there was also a controversy over tax evasion. The tax authorities said he was not paying tax. And I wondered, this was the man who wanted to run for elections and become president. Now we are told that he's not even paying tax. How could he be a good citizen, let alone a good president? My brother, my sister, that was when a lot of the youth backed off from Cheddar. But there was the news hovering around that the work that he said he had, he probably didn't have it. And many also said that he probably did not get whatever he had from a good source. This is Cheddar. My brother, my sister, we also heard stories about how he mistreated people who worked in his #1 Oxford Street. All these controversies came around. But we looked at him and said, you know what? He's a young man. This is the time he would make all his mistakes. He would grow. But the arrogant Cheddar will never grow from his arrogance. Then came a story that we broke here for the very first time in Ghana, that he had an issue with a certain group in the UK known as the Cola Holdings. When we broke the news, he quickly came out and responded that whatever it was not the right thing that we propagated. And he sought to tell us what exactly the problem was. We remember this clearly like yesterday. Now, it has come out again that Cola Holdings has proved us right, gone to court, and has won a judgment against our own brother, our very own Cheddar, my brother, my sister. And then they have decided to take away his luxurious #1 Oxford Street. My heart is broken, but I am happy for justice. Now let us go a little bit into the story. Listen now. Now, Cola Holdings is owned by a certain guy called Bakir Kola. Bakir Kola. This is the guy. He's an Iraqi from Iraq. If you don't remember anything about Iraq at all, you will remember Saddam Hussein. We remember in those days when Saddam Hussein was terrorizing the people of Iran. He was dropping bombs on Iran. Ayatollah was crying until Ayatollah finally died in a hospital in Baghdad. We remember when George Bush, my brother, my sister, and all the other people in America were worried about the might of this guy called Saddam Hussein. We remember the American accent that came from the White House. Saddam Hussein has got out to race Saturday to quit Kuwait in those days when he invaded Kuwait. Today, my brother, my sister, we don't want to go too much into the annals of history. But Saddam Hussein, at the end of the day, was framed by America and hanged. They said he had chemical weapons. And when they went in there, invaded the country, dropped bombs, killed a lot of people, they did not find a scintilla of a representation of a chemical weapon. America messed up, and it has become a scar on the mind of America. My brother, my sister, this is Saddam Hussein. He was killed by America. He was hanged. Now, Saddam Hussein terrorized the people of Kuwait. He terrorized the people of Iran. And in those days, Bakir Kola ran away from those areas into the UK as a Kurdish refugee. In fact, he arrived in the UK with only his pants and his shirt. But he was able to grow and do a lot of business to the point that he owned so many different luxurious hotels in the UK, including the Holiday Inn Kensington, including many more hotels in Mayfair and even more. He's worth over 250 million American dollars and beyond in investments only in his neighborhood. When he spreads wings, you would see a lot of millions of American dollars and pounds saluting him from every corner. This is Bakir Kola. Now he's growing old, so he has decided to pull his son and put him in charge of his businesses. And his son is called Azad Kola. This is the guy. This is the guy who has an issue with our own cheddar. Oh yes, and together there is a deadlock. Bang, like that. Now let us get into action. Come here, watch this. Cheddar. Not many people would know him beyond just his political representation and his wannabe billionaire status. Can I rhyme with those here? Run the dossier and watch this. Hey, his real name is Nana Kwame Bediako. He's also known as Cheddar. He's also known as Freedom Jacob Caesar. He was born on the 13th of February in 1980. He's a prominent Ghanaian real estate developer, billionaire, industrialist, and a political figure. He's the founder and chairman of the Cries Group, an influential West African real estate and property infrastructure conglomerate, known for his flamboyant fashion, exotic lifestyle, including raising pet tigers and ambitious architectural projects. He transitioned directly into mainstream politics as the leader of the New Force movement. This is Cheddar. Now, he was born and raised in Asokwa, a suburb of Kumasi in the Ashanti region of Ghana. So he wants to take the sea from Accra to his birthplace in Kumasi. You see that now? He is of mixed heritage, born to Ashanti, and of course, Bono parents. Yes, Bono. He attended the prestigious Accra Academy for his secondary education, later transitioning to Apam Senior High School. He moved to the United Kingdom for further education, studying business and town planning at Waltham Forest College in London. Later, he said education was not that important. Business is the thing. He said it time and again. He has the same mentality as Kennedy Japan. For them, there's no professor who is rich in Ghana. It's all about business. For them, it's all about money. Well, his rise to wealth, the £1 million hustle, very controversial. Listen to this. Now, Bediako often cites his youth in London as the foundation of his wealth, stating he became a self-made millionaire in British pounds by the age of 21. At that time, my father was still giving me chop money. I was just getting into the university first year. But he was already a pound millionaire. Oh yes, he began selling clothing, fashion items, and shoes out of the trunk of his Peugeot 205 GTI car to fellow college students. He expanded into the automotive scrap metal business, buying damaged cars and selling parts to scrap yards, which naturally evolved into steel industry trading. He founded Global Telecommunications and Utilities, a tech venture that he later successfully sold for hundreds of thousands of pounds, providing the ultimate seed capital for his real estate investments back home in Ghana. This is Cheddar. Upon returning to Ghana, he consolidated his ventures under the Cries Group, named in honor of his mother. Now, through Wonder World Estates, he constructed over 500 elite residential units. Listen with rapt attention. 500, including the luxury Qualez residence and the iconic #1 Oxford Street Hotel in Accra, which is the subject matter of today's caboodle. He launched the 2,000-acre Petronia City initiative in the Western region to build a master plan smart city anchored by a West African industrial and petrochemical hub. He's a crazy philanthropist as well, we are told. Established the New Africa Foundation, a civil non-profit that coordinates massive food, medical, and housing relief programs for vulnerable people all over Ghana and beyond. In the early 2024, after a massive, mysterious nationwide teaser campaign featuring a marksman on hundreds of billboards, Bediako officially unmarks himself to launch the New Force movement, running as an independent presidential candidate. His platform aimed to disrupt Ghana's traditional two-party system, the MPP and the NDC, by championing industrialization, creating thousands of young entrepreneurs, and building modern film and tech hubs across Africa. People love the idea. We love the idea. Cheddar was the guy. Then he started getting controversial. It was time to deceive the Chinese into believing that we can make a certain concoction that can make them tall. It was time to send the sea all the way to Kumasi. We looked at them like Anansi tales and decided that no, we needed to step back a bit and study this guy and see if he had some aspects of fraud in his DNA. This is the guy. His name is Cheddar. Now we broke the news that he was building a certain city known as the Petronia City. Oh my God. Look at it. This is a 3D representation of his idea. He wanted to build it right here in the western region of Ghana. Yabiu, Behu, and Yabiu area right there inside. My brother, my sister, the western region. It's supposed to be a multi-thousand acres of land. And look at the idea he had. And he wanted to build it in the Texas, Houston style. Hey, look at the ideas of this young brother. This was what he wanted to do. Look at it. There would be hospitals. The road networks would be like those in Dubai, but it's Houston style, the greenery, and it will be a work, live, enjoy, entertain, and stay right here. Everything would be here. Those working here would not need to go out. My brother, my sister, this was his idea. And he was going to take advantage of the oil discovery in the area and be able to make this one here happen. Over 2,000 acres of land and beyond. He was only dedicating to a little aspect of the bigger picture, let alone all the thousands of acres he had. Look at his idea. And he put everything down. Then he approached Azad Kola. And he told him, Azad, this is the idea I have. I want us to work together with this, raise money and deal with it. Then they decided to found a certain group together. They called it the KRP1. My brother, my sister. And together, they went to the IFC, which is a certain outlet of the World Bank. And they grabbed a loan to be able to work on this. Who would see this and not want to be part of this mega plan? This Cheddar boy has a lot of ideas. Hey! Now, what is the whole idea of this beautiful city? If Cheddar had succeeded in building this, my God, you can imagine How many people will be running into this satellite city? How many tourists would make this their home? How many investments will be coming into this? That is the bigger picture. Today, some 14.9 million American dollar noose is hanging around the head of our own brother Cheddar. Can I tell you the details of this? Petronia City. Run the dossier and watch exactly what it is on paper. It is an ambitious 2,000-acre master planned smart city project under development in the western region of Ghana, situated roughly 8 kilometers from the port city of Takoradi. It was founded by the entrepreneur Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Cheddar, aka Freedom Jacob Caesar, through Wonder World Estates in partnership with British developer Azad Kola. The multi-billion-dollar project aims to plug the massive infrastructure gap that followed Ghana's 2007 commercial oil discovery. Are you listening? Now, this is the core vision. The ultimate blueprint for Petronia City is to create a self-sustaining, eco-friendly industrial platform, often described as a future Houston or Texas of Africa. Did you hear that? It is designed around a work, live, learn, and play philosophy to create and cater a lot of things in West Africa. Yes, and also to deal with the booming energy and extractive sectors. My brother, my sister, a heavy-duty manufacturing and petrochemical hub capable of housing up to 35,000 residents on a 2,000-acre land in Biehu and Yabil in the western region. Great idea. Now, there was supposed to be a direct pipeline interconnections with the state-owned Ghana Gas Network to power high-volume industrial commerce. Plans featured residential neighborhoods, office blocks, retail shopping, luxury hotels, healthcare facilities, a golf course, and a modular methanol production plant. Now, the project is structurally split into 3 implementation phases designed to roll out over a 10-year active construction window. Phase 1 will do a lot. Phase 2, that's the long-term timelines. They would work on the ground and then erect the whole building. Flip. This is Petronia City. And then the problem came. There was a dispute. Now, the partnership between British multi-millionaire hotelier Azad Kola and Ghanaian real estate mogul Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Cheddar, which initially began as a joint venture to build Petronia City, has collapsed into a bitter 14.9 million American dollar legal war, spanning courts in both the United Kingdom and Ghana. What started as a massive investment alliance under their joint company Capital 90 CNZ deteriorated over financing loans, corporate debts, and the foreclosure of luxury real estate assets. Now, the fallout centers on a major loan secured for their luxury real estate ventures, according to court filings. My brother, my sister, and this is it. They went to court in the UK, and it ended up in Ghana. And now the courts have decided that they are asking Cheddar to forfeit his number 1 Oxford Street Hotel. How many of us have seen that building before? Number 1 Oxford Street. Look at it. It is a beauty. Look at it. Oh my God. And at night, look at it. Look at it. This is crazy. And when you decide to be patient enough, you will see that car originally owned by a footballer, my brother, my sister. And when you go in there, the beds are heavy and beautiful. The food is exquisite. Oh, the smell of the hotel, Lord God have mercy, it's like Tesoro d'Oriente in El Dorado. This is number 1 Oxford Street. It's become one of the most beautiful landmarks of Ghana, not only Accra, thanks to Cheddar. Did he use the 14.9 million loan that was meant for Petronia City to build this? What really was the problem? Today, my brother, my sister, Azad has succeeded in getting Cheddar to forfeit this. It's all over in the news. Cheddar and his companies have not been able to pay back. But Cheddar has an explanation. This is it. High Court grants police assistance order for UK-based Cola Holdings Limited through its receiver to take possession of Cheddar's number 1 Oxford Street Hotel. Bang! The hammer has landed on the table, and this hotel cannot be carried all the way to the UK. That is the good thing. It will still be in Ghana, but the ownership, as it stands right now, will change hands. What does this mean for Cheddar and his businesses? First and foremost, when we broke this news, Cheddar sought to tell the whole world that we were wrong or something like that about what really happened. Let's go into the office of Cheddar, where he addressed us, Ghanaians, and the world in English and also in Twi. He started off in Twi. Watch this.
Ghana man. Na kosi broni kra no. Aben inu be jaye nkwasom sem. Na nka me de nka me fahin na me kodi obi ka 14.9 million. Sika no odi ma ya na eba Ghana na abeto Bank of Ghana na abeto account na ifri na enti obi anso antimi anhwehwe sika kro na wo ka na chikwan se ifri na beto me ho na chese muti na kwa me bedi akona na abaye amaisem se medika na wana mkote nika mo hwe adwuma meye da amesisi se bi ka kro mo kai so obi kra ti kra onim se abofo abon homodi enya de a so de kase ya wontimi ntua nemom enya ne nokre enti na amama eto na mo se meka na nkenya de kra nka me bie ma no wasem wemu nenso se no obi e wo company 50-50 you own this company with a foreigner and then you both own a debt on the company. How then can one person turn this debt to become my personal debt? And after they hold every single document for the business, which is worth ×4 the debt, you have already a collateral. And you need to discuss with me because I've also paid debt here. Let's talk like business people. But how did it become Nana Kwame Bediako? Oh, it's a company. Companies owe. Ghana, countries, they owe. The Dangotes, they owe. America, they owe. But not to say that I have a debt that I'm running away from. I don't. I have not been handed any money of such. And I have proof. Media, please. How long would you keep destroying your own? I mean, the common sense is there. Where is the judgment? Where is the trace of what so-called money that you say I owe from England judgment? Sure? Mumbra. Ghana too, we have laws. We have judges. We have a judiciary system. And so you cannot own a company and then go and take a judgment against your own company without you telling them the truth that you're 50% owner of the company, then how did you forge those indemnity documents with my signature? So it's like I have borrowed money from you. I haven't. That's the proof. I haven't. And so callers should come and prove to Ghana that they've given me this money. If there's no proof, why you forged documents say judgment debt from your land in Edibabeji or Ghana? Hey, also what about the fire? Sasi waha to move go that say you swear you no man in a call. So okay, say me a campaign no make a tremo say galamze no and ya dear and yet to say ye pet and a ye. There is more to it, and these are some of the things. The same company that is claiming this judgment debt, I own an oil block with them. Please, maybe some oil block with me shares one. Oh my fa. Now who kwasi broni die so who deep bini ba kokra. Who say kura? Who kura papers for the business worth over 60 million of what you're claiming, and you inflated, and yet you still want to come for me and come for every single thing I owe. There you. Yeah, yes, this will not happen in Ghana. There is law in this country. I would dictate my own history and let you remember that there was a man that came and he stood and he fought and he won. My name is Nana Kwame Bediako.
My name is Nana Kwame Bediako. I will prove to you that there was a man who came, he fought, he hustled, and he won. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a long day. Now, all that he said is very interesting. And when we listen to people, we put the ear to the ground and decipher what these people are saying before they even say. Because we would have seen the chain of thought and tracked it from the beginning. We will land before they land. Now you heard what Cheddar said. All he was seeking to tell us is that he is a black man, a Ghanaian, and he has an issue with a white man. And every time the white man wants to win, he's trying to get your support for him as a black man. That's it, undoubtedly. But let us look at the other fact, whether Cheddar actually stood for the black man that he is, or he sold out the black man to the white man. He said the two of them have a business together. There was a loss after they went for a certain loan of 14.9 million American dollars. And if there was a debt, why should he alone pay for the debt? When they both, that's both parties, own 50-50% shares. My brother, my sister, and for that matter, he will stand firm and fight because the little that he has, this white guy wants to come and take everything away. He will not. He will teach them that the laws in Ghana work. Now, he also just fell short of telling us that, even though he said it, that the white guy, the guy he calls the white guy, the Iraqi guy, my brother, my sister, actually, in his own words, forged some documents in London to give him indemnity that whatever debt there is, this is the guy. Sometimes it works. I will invest. We own 50-50. But because this is your idea, and the idea would always come from you, when we invest the money into the thing and there's a loss, you will bear all the loss. I will make sure that we get all the loans. As to how we are going to get the loans, leave that to me. But once the loans come and they are invested, you are the mastermind. Should we fail, and should it come because of you, you would bear everything. Maybe that was what happened. I'm not too sure. Cheddar is now telling us, you who is coming from the UK, trying to force me to pay some money that we both should split apart. You were here in Ghana. You took our land. You did galamsey, destroyed our land, took all the gold and left. Why did Cheddar keep all this information until the court matter came up? Did he stand for his own blackness and for the black people, the country that he wanted to be president of? You sat down, watch your business partner allegedly come, destroy our flora and fauna, take up whatever he got from it, left with all the money, and probably you sat back and said, okay, if he's done this, then I'll also deal with him. The money that was supposed to be for Petronia probably got diverted into number 1 Oxford Street. Is that the story? Cheddar is trying to tell us that he's a black man, we should support him. And as for this white guy, he's a fraudster. And 2, he's a slave master. He has come here to destroy our land. He has taken whatever he has taken and he's gone away. And Cheddar is also telling us that that money he can pay because he has worked over the years and he has done all this. And he has made money. Of course, that's why we started by telling you what he claims he has. How many residential units he has built. What businesses he has. As it stands right now, they came to Ghana and the laws of Ghana are against Cheddar and his business. They have decided to give number 1 Oxford Street to this man here. Now, despite all these things we say about Cheddar, there's one thing I honestly love about him. He's doing a lot of investments in Ghana. A lot of our thieves, they steal our own money and invest that in the white man's land. That is not to say Cheddar is a thief. It is just to say that despite every little thing Cheddar is doing, wherever he's getting his money from, and he has told us that a lot of that money is coming from the white man's land, he brings everything here. He has given us one of the most famous monuments in this country. I would salute him. A lot of these dirty politicians steal our money they save in Switzerland. And the Swiss people use it to make money, to develop their own land, whilst we are here running to the IMF for the same monies that we are giving to these people to keep in their banks. Cheddar has invested a lot in this country. I am not a subscriber to nefarious activities, fraudulent activities, but I will prefer the thief who steals from us or from elsewhere and then invest that in our country to the thief who steals from us or from elsewhere and invest that elsewhere. That is not to say I'm subscribing to thievery, but I'm only making a preference, should there be a gun on my head, to make a choice between the thief who invests here and the one who invests there. Now, anytime we walk around number 1 Oxford Street, one thing will hit our head. Petronia City, Cheddar. The story of this building will never end without Cheddar having his name pop out. They can't carry this building to the UK. They will not be wise enough to crash it down and sell the bricks unless they are terrorists. Finally, whatever Cheddar has invested in this country, yes, we hear that he has a penchant for employing foreigners. He likes foreigners. That's what we are told. Even with that, if he employs 10 foreigners, there probably would be 1 or 2 Ghanaians there, even if they have to sweep the floor. To Cheddar, watch this. My brother, there's a saying that every day for Thiefman, one day for master. Somebody could be successful in their thieving sprees, but one day, all their activities will come to an end. Either a bullet from the master through their skirt, or through their chests, hitting the heart. I'm speaking tongue in cheek. I'm not too sure where you make your money from. Your stories are too fantastic. Until I am sure, I can't say I am sure. But I admire you for one thing, that you are brave. But I hear you look down on Ghanaians in employment. Those who employ you, talk to them anyhow. Today you want Ghanaians to support you. Me a Ghanani, like WONTUMI. Ghana for more you, when he was busily destroying Ghana with his dirty galamsey, he didn't think about Ghana. Now that he's in the cage, he's looking for the Ghanaian to come and open that cage, for him to come out like that animal that he is. We can't have sympathy on you, bro. We can't. No. A thief is a thief. It doesn't matter where they steal from. I'm not calling you a thief. But in this case, they say you will let go, number 1 Oxford Street. Are we going to hear more stories about you losing other such investments to foreigners? It looks like it's going to be a long day for my brother, Nana Kwame Bediako. It's time to humble yourself. You are very arrogant, you this guy. Extremely arrogant. Very arrogant. I don't know where that arrogance is coming from. There are people who are richer than you, smarter and wiser than you. Humble yourself, little boy. Humble yourself. Brewase. Na nyame be pejao. Uye kokoti dodo. Brewase. Nana, sewate. Brewase. Na jaya kokoti no. Nyame be pejao. Unyame ashraw dada. But watch where you go and be careful. Dash is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonama, where we speak truth to power. We sent a call all the way to the UK, trying to speak with Azad Kola. He was not ready to speak with us yet. When we get hold of him, we will get him to speak, even if it means flying all the way to London to get into the nitty-gritties of this. Did he really destroy our country with galamsey? I am interested in that. And the day of reckoning must come. It's a two-edged sword. We are the cobblers knife is double-edged. It cuts here and cuts there. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Hey, RAMAPHOSA sends delegation to beg MAHAMA over xenophobia. But, hey, now a couple of weeks ago, we're told that RAMAPHOSA wanted to come to Ghana. And the people of Ghana said, no, sir, we are still mourning. We are not happy. We have lost at least a Ghanaian. Point blank shooting. He died. We have seen how you are maltreating our citizens right there. We were the first to evacuate our citizens in a forced, unplanned impulse movement, what we call a knee-jerk reaction. We are not ready for you. With time, we will talk to you. We tried over and over when this thing was escalating to talk to you, but you didn't give us an ear. You inclined your ear to these xenophobic elements, and it looked like at a point you were even sponsoring this heinous crime. So he pulled back. They reported it in South Africa that it had been postponed. But the truth we were told was that the president and the people of Ghana told him point blank, we are not ready for you. So he went away. Back in South Africa, he put together a high-powered group to come to Ghana and speak with the president of Ghana. And they met with the president of Ghana. Hey, the president of Ghana told them something that we will never ever forget. Ha! Watch this.
It doesn't appear that the South African authorities are responding to the magnitude that one would expect them to do. The persons who are funding these xenophobic attacks are known, and they've been left free to continue to do what they want to do, and so it's become something they are doing with impunity at very high cost to us. We had to charter planes to go to South Africa to evacuate our citizens. We operated 3 charter flights. As the continental body, AU should take an interest in this issue, because it has the potential to wreck everything that we have worked for: African solidarity, African integration, and all that. President Ramaphosa sent a delegation to me yesterday. We met with them, and I explained the reason why it was important for us to discuss it. I mean, sometimes these things happen, we want to sweep them under the carpet. But when we do that, we rather do not cure what the problem is, you know. And so I told them, I said, Ghana, we don't harbor any malice against South Africa, but we're raising it as an issue for discussion to even give South Africa the opportunity to take that platform of the continental body and explain what they're doing to the world about the xenophobic attacks.
Did you hear the president of the Republic of Ghana? By the kind courtesy of our sister station TV3, we got the footage. Mr. President made it clear. Ramaphosa sent a high-powered delegation to Ghana after Ghana refused him that August visit. Mr. President agreed to have this high-powered delegation, and the message was simple. Ramaphosa is pleading with you. We need you to forgive us. Please forgive us. And when you forgive us, everything will be okay. MAHAMA told them point blank, we have just finished signing a deal with you, Ghana, that you will allow our citizens to come to your country visa-free, and vice versa, in reciprocity. Reciprocity. Jesus. That was what we agreed. 2 weeks after we started coming to South Africa, you started chasing us away and calling us quere quere. Oh yes, Mr. President, we understand. We just want sleeping dogs to lie. MAHAMA said no. Sleeping dogs don't lie by heart. They are awake now. And before they lie, they must fill their belly. No dog sleeps on an empty stomach. What do you mean, Mr. President? It is easy. We Africans speak in proverbs. We can sweep all these things that happen under the carpet and close the cupboards with all the skeletons. No, sir. We got to go to the bottom of this. We have to discuss this. We have allowed this to happen for far too long. We are not going to allow it this time. And he was clear. We don't harbor any malice in our hearts against South Africa. But things will never be normal again. You have betrayed us, and we need you to sit with us as a people to find out why you sat back and watched these crazy xenophobes march and march alongside that other dirty group called Operation the Dula. Do this. They even were telling everybody in South Africa, that the police could not do anything to them, not even the president. You sat down and watched this. You knew who was responsible for this. You allowed them take a field trip, a walk in the park, and now you are coming to us behind the door to tell us to forget. No, we can't forget. When Mr. President said this, the chairman of the AU, his name is His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. He's originally from Djibouti. He shook his head and he also poured out the anger in his heart. You know what he said? Come here. Watch this.
The issue of xenophobic attacks on Africans, not only Ghanaians, African citizens from many countries in South Africa, is something that is really a big source of concern for the Commission. I was in South Africa a month ago. I met President Ramaphosa, and I met Minister Lamola. The statement, the official statement, is that we condemn that. We do not support that. And they made it even with me in a press conference with the foreign minister. He said if there are illegal migrants in South Africa, they have to be handled through the proper channels of the law of the country. This is the statements. But at the same time, we see that these people who are harassing, our African fellow citizens are free to do whatever they want. That's terrible. That's something that, sometimes makes us very sad. And sometimes you see people in uniforms just watching what's happening just next to them, and they see. And yesterday I was watching the news. A Mozambican lady was destroying her own, shop, so that she do not, leave it to these people who are coming to, take it over. She was destroying herself, her shop. She has been working there for 20 years. So the human cost of this situation is terrible. But we will take it over, Your Excellency. We will not keep silent. We'll talk to our brothers in South Africa to tell them,
This is the brother here, all the way from Djibouti, chairman of the AU. His name is His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. You heard him? Now, some so-called foreigners, the people they call foreigners, African brothers, did not do what the Mozambican woman do, destroying their shops and living after 20 years of living in South Africa. They poisoned the food. Those who had grocery shops, they poisoned the food. And Operation Didula, March and March, they broke into those shops and carried the food and started to eat it nyafu nyafu. They all ended up at the hospital. Some have died. Why should it come to this point when African people plant so much hatred around each other? Now we hear in South Africa, neighborhoods are beginning to attack the xenophobes, especially March and March. Taxi drivers are fighting them, beating them up. Because they say every Thursday they have to march. And they are marching on a hungry belly. They are tired of the marching every Thursday because the jobs are not being created. And even the jobs that are there, all those marching are not ready to go for those jobs. They are lazy. Well, a regular South African dreadlocked guy is telling us this story about how taxi drivers and some neighborhoods have already started attacking these people. And the video has gone viral. It's a young guy with dreadlocks, and he's talking about this. we shall find time and we will play it. MCR has it, right? My brother, my sister. It is going around. South Africans are beginning to attack these xenophobes. They are fighting them. Especially March and March. That continues to march every week. The numbers are reducing. A lot of the members are saying, we can't keep marching on hungry bellies. We have been marching all this while. We have chased the foreigners away. We are waiting for food. Watch this.
Every Thursday, we are marching. Hey, my sister, people are tired now, man. People are tired. Your movement didn't create any business to employ the people. Your movement didn't create anything to help people out. I didn't see you come up with any business plan or business idea to help people to get employed. But you want people to march every Thursday. Look how KZN looks now. It's like a zoo. It's like anyone can just stand up and do whatever they want. You can just wake up today, grab a kiri or a shambok and start whooping people. The government in KZN are not doing anything. People are tired to a point whereby some communities are standing up now against this thing. It's now locals versus locals. If you're a March and March member, you come in this community, people whoop you because you don't come with any solution. You guys are now going to businesses, private businesses, forcing employment. And then the farmer put you guys on a tractor or a truck. And then you can't drive the tractor. You don't know how to operate it. You want to demand a certain salary on someone else's business. You know, I feel like people are not thinking that side of the world, man. People are not thinking. How do you go with, there was this other lady, I think she was from Mozambique. Beautiful hair salon. All of a sudden, you want her to hand over the hair salon. Oh, we're going to give you 10,000. 10,000. You all know how much it is just for a business to be like, not super successful, but to be running. You want to give 10,000. Just because you see, the building is nice, mirrors are there, chairs and everything looks cute from outside and inside. The sacrifices, the years. Why don't you go open your own hair salon and try and see how difficult it is? See if you're going to get clients or your business is going to be successful in the first 2 years. See. Guys, if the government is not doing anything, the people must do something about it. KZN, you guys on your own.
You heard him. He's a South African. They have started beating up March and March. In his own words, they whoop them. The numbers are reducing because all they were interested in was the fanfare. Come out and show their big backsides and dance to music on the street. Now there's nothing to dance about. There's nothing to dance to. And there's nothing to dance for. So it's locals against locals beating each other. And I am sorry for Cyril Ramaphosa. Hey, Cyril Ramaphosa had a State of the Nation address. Oh yes, State of the Nation address on the 7th of June, 2026. In the Union Building at Tshwane. And he apologized. From that time, he's still on an apology spree, going around apologizing. Why do you apologize when you can stop it? Don't be stupid. Why do you apologize when you can stamp a foot on the ground? You are the one who has all the power. Your uniformed men are watching these idiots, these hounded dogs doing whatever they are doing to fellow Africans. And you sit down there, you are only making speeches? Are you crazy? Now they are whooping them. Whoop, 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 whoop. And you are going on an apology spree. What is happening? Listen to what he said. Watch this.
We as South Africans have been going through a challenging period. We have had acts of violence erupting in some parts of our country, some of which was directed at nationals from other African countries. This has led, as I can hear you are responding to the deaths and injuries of a number of people, some of whom were nationals from other countries, and the majority were South Africans. I stand before you as a fellow African to express my regret and to apologize for what has happened in our country.
Majority of South Africans don't like what is going on. Some of them have boyfriends who are Nigerians. A lot of them have husbands who are Ghanaians. A lot of them have babies born to Ghanaian fathers, Zimbabwean fathers, Gambian fathers, Mozambican fathers, Malawian fathers. They have become fatherless. South Africa, do you know what you have done? The president can apologize all the way through. I am sad for this president, and I'm going to give a prophecy. His days are numbered, unfortunately. The people are going to rise. You see how taxi drivers and neighborhoods are beginning to whoop. This march and all that is going to be an ethnic disaster. Once this disaster strikes, the white guys are going to sit back. They might even help with the supply of guns and ammunition so that these assholes will kill each other like in the days of apartheid. Apartheid is returning under civil Ramaphosa. I don't know who his advisor is, but I'm giving you this prophecy. Watch it happen before your eyes. If this guy is not smart enough to undo more damage, I'm telling you, look how they are rising against each other. Xenophobic groups are already saying the police cannot do anything to them. And true to their words, police people watch them in uniform terrorize people, and the law has become an ass. Nothing is happening. Right now, you know that South Africa is made up of both black and white, right? You know that, right? The white guys are so sad. A lot of them are closing their factories because the average South African is utterly lazy. They give them close to 400 rands every month for free, we are told. And only 10% of them have university degrees. 10% of South Africans, 10. Yet, they are sacking the university lecturers and professors to go back. Go back. We don't want foreigners in South Africa. Ne? 10% have university degrees. How many have first degrees? How many have second degrees? How many have terminal degrees? Go back. Go back. We don't want to in South Africa. All foreigners. The white guys are hungry. And sadly, they are rising against the black president for the first time. You know what's going to happen? Soon, a white man is going to stand for elections, and they will vote a white man into power. And when he gets into power, the rest is history. Take me to this white guy who is talking about Cyril Ramaphosa. Listen to his first two sentences. I cannot listen to that. Watch this.
Lot of black people trying to chase the white man also from South Africa. I always knew he was stupid, but that stupid I never knew. The white man is the only guy that is keeping this country alive. If you chase the white people from South Africa, I can promise you now, you're not gonna be like Zimbabwe. You're gonna be worse than Zimbabwe. Don't listen to the stupid fools that want to chase away everyone. I think maybe it's time for the Malawian, the white man, the Zimbabwean, all these innocent people you want to chase. Maybe we must take hands and we must chase you back to the sea. Because you think this country belongs to you. It doesn't belong to you, my brother. This country, it belongs to everyone that stays in South Africa, that's making South Africa a better place. You making South Africa a worse place. We must chase you. You must go to the sea. Because all you can do is march. I'm not happy. I'm gonna march. I'm gonna toy. But you don't know how to work. You don't know how to make things better. You don't know how to build. You know how to break down. That's all you know. Want to break down. Every time you see somebody is doing things better than you chase them away. Because you know those people that's working in South Africa from other countries is doing the work much better than you guys can. Because all you want to do is you want to sleep with the woman. You want to drink. You want to steal. You want to break. You don't want to build stuff. Maybe it's time to go look in the mirror and say, hey, Baba, catch your wake up. It's time for us to start building places. It's time for us to work. It's time for us to take hands with people that want to do better. And let's build this country and not break it. Because that's all you want to do. You want to destroy stuff.
You see? This is a white guy. The white guys were the authors of apartheid. Today, we won't talk about apartheid. It was terrible. We helped rescue them from apartheid. And even the apartheid white man is supporting the black man. It's sad. Hey! You heard what he said? Well, Julius Malema has always been talking about this. And this is where we are going to close this story. He told them, but they didn't want to hear. Let's listen to him, and we are done. Watch this.
Because there are no police vans outside, unlike during apartheid, where you said, we're fighting police, we're fighting soldiers, and you could point at them. When you speak about economic power and the banks, our people don't understand what you're talking about. They look at you and say, how can you own the banks when? You are not demanding the banks. You are demanding the land where those banks will operate from. Why would you demand free education if you don't have the land to build universities where we'll teach our children agriculture, mining, and all different important sectors of our economy? Here in Eastern Cape, we have no reason to be xenophobic. Everyone who has got a surname that sounds like Zimbabwean must go. It means the Mpofus here must also live. From the Zulu nation are found in Zimbabwe. The Tongas in Limpopo and Guyana, they are found in Mozambique. The Basutus in Free State and parts of Matatiele, here in Eastern Cape, are found in Lesotho. They are your relatives. You've got children with them. Some of you, during weekends, you even cross to go into an event across the fence without a passport. Someone has come to fool you and make you think there is a big problem for you to fight with your own neighbors. You said they take jobs. I asked the question. 300 Ghanaians went back to Ghana 3 days ago. Show me 300 jobs which were created after those 3 Ghanaians left. Say no, Mahama took 300 people back to Ghana. And as a result, here are 300 jobs that we created. Which jobs are they taking from you? Who wants to do these jobs that these people don't pay for? Because these people who come from outside South Africa, they are the ones who do those jobs during harvesting season in Stellenbosch, where they are not paid anything. And you will never want to do that job because we know our rights. We don't want slaves jobs. We want jobs that have got appointment letter with benefits, with pension funds, a letter that can confirm that you are economically active. Not jobs that are going to exploit South Africans. That's why you will never go back to take those jobs. In Alexander, 1 year, they took away the Zimbabweans and foreigners who were selling apples and tomatoes on the streets. Said, Mabahambe, let them go out. After they chased them away, no South African went to that space to sell tomatoes and apples. Because when you remove them, you must go in and sell tomatoes. Stellan Davin has got 500 million to give you to start those spaza shops, to occupy those streets and sell. But they will never give you that money. It goes into their pockets. We're told 500 million is out. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to fight for spaza shop. I'm fighting for a mine. I'm fighting for a bank. That's why they divert you into spaza shops, because they don't want you to concentrate on the real economy. They want you to fight over crumbs while they are continuing to eat. Stop the hate, because from xenophobia is going to be tribalism. It's already tribalism somewhere in KZN where vendors are being beaten. South Africans, anyone who can't speak Zulu is being beaten up. You cannot promote hate. It doesn't matter how hungry you are. Even in your hunger, you must never hate. You can hate me for telling you not to hate. Why must I tell you to hate? I must tell you to love. And when I tell you to love, it means you must love yourself first before you can love other people. You are hating on other people because you are hating yourself. How will I differentiate in this hall who's Xhosa, who's Zulu, who's Venda, by just looking at you? Some of us from Limpopo are going to be the biggest victims because we are dark. When you try to explain I'm from Yebare, tell us, what is this in Xhosa? Oh, la, la. What is an elbow in Xhosa? Ah, it's finished. That's how hate works. I'm hated because I'm saying the white people and black people must be equal. And all of them benefit from the resources of this country. Why would you hate someone who says we must be equal? Because equality means unity. You will never be united when someone is up here and the other one is lower, and you say you are united. How are you united like that? You have to bring them to a level.
They say he's a madman. Some of them say he's been paid by foreigners to say all these things. By the time that they realize that this man is a prophet, he has his own faults, my brother, my sister, it would have been too late. To Cyril Ramaphosa, President Mahama has made it clear, sleeping dogs are not lying until their bellies are full. It's the black pot, a.k.a. Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey, ya! What you? Kai! Why, oh!
Sometimes you just need a moment for yourself, a moment to slow down, feel the water, and let the day fade. Tesori is more than just a shower. It's a moment of pure calm, smooth, creamy, and relaxing. With forest therapy, Persian dream, royal oud, thalassotherapy, ikigai, fior di loto, and karma, all in convenient 500 milliliter bottles. There's a Tesori scent to fit every mood, every moment, every kind of you. Feel the lather on your skin. Breathe in the aroma. Let stress melt away and just enjoy the calm. You don't just feel clean. You feel refreshed, confident, and yourself. Tesori d'Oriente. Luxury is a feeling. For bulk purchases, contact Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599.
Tesori d'Oriente.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Coco Show. And here we speak truth to power. Please subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. This is the home of exclusives. This is the Black Pot, aka Coco Show. And here we speak truth to power. Please like the show and please share the show so many people can be part of this. Story number 3. Watch this. Nsawam prisoners demand WONTUMI be released to them for action. Ha ha. This is an exclusive. Yesterday, Bawumia and a group of NPP people went to visit Chairman WONTUMI. They drove all the way in a convoy to Nsawam. And then they went to meet with Chairman WONTUMI. WONTUMI came out there very quietly and so humbled. And they spoke to him and gave him the assurance that they will keep fighting this in court until he's set free. They didn't say they were going to fight it in court and make sure that justice becomes the victor. They said that they would fight until he is free. In other words, it's one of two things. They already believe that he's innocent, and therefore he must not be in there, he must come out. Or they know that he is actually guilty as pronounced by the courts, but because of party affiliations and nepotism, cronyism, and nyafu didiism, they will pull him out. That's them going on the convoy. Yes, on that spree of going out there to flaunt luxurious cars and also to push everybody aside and walk like that in that convoy, parading exorbitant cars. Each of these cars can build a whole primary school in my village. My brother, my sister, look at the convoy. All these people went to visit a galamsey, a dirty galamsey, a braggart. My brother, my sister, that's them And Chairman Wontumi, housed right there inside Nsawam prison. Courtesy Joy News, we got these footages. And history has been made. Dash it away. Now, my brother, my sister, something interesting is happening inside Nsawam prison. First and foremost, let's get to know how Wontumi was given 20 years in prison. We all know that he did galamsey. He assigned the land to some other people to go there and do their thing. Yes, he asked somebody to go there and plant coconuts, but the person who was supposed to plant the coconut is not a farmer. He's a galamseyer. And that's what a lot of these galamseyers do. In fact, the owners of a lot of these concessions, they hardly go there, we are told. They rather assign other people to do the galamsey and then come and pay them what is their due. But that is illegal. Today, we are not going too much into that because we've talked about that already, the journey to the prison. But some years back, the crime of galamsey and its punishment, minimal. It was during the reign of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They wanted Ghanaians to see that they were serious with the galamsey fight. And therefore, in Parliament, they raised the punishment from about 5 to 10 years to 15 years minimum and 25 years maximum to show seriousness. In fact, at the time, they even wanted shoot to kill. My brother, my sister, that was how the journey started. If Wontumi was convicted before this, he would have gone in for a lesser sentence, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. But the same NPP pushed the law. Now they are crying that is too much. Kwesi Pratt spoke on Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV, hosted by Moru Audu, my brother, my sister, and he took us through that journey. Listen to what he said. Watch this.
There are other issues. I will leave that out for the moment.
Right.
And those issues relate to those who argue that the sentence is too harsh. You understand?
Right.
The history of this particular sentencing is interesting. One, it starts from a point where I think the maximum sentence was 2 years. And then when Alhaji Musa Husseini was Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, so they initiated moves and increased the maximum sentence to 5 years and so on. Eventually, my good friend Gloria Akufu, who was the Attorney General at a point, also decided that the punishment was too lenient, the sentence, and went to Parliament to seek an amendment which would increase the threshold to 15 years. The majority in Parliament then argued that 15 years was too lenient and that it should be extended to 25 years maximum and 15 years minimum. Okay. And of course, it passed. Now, in the course of the discussion, a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, a member of Parliament on the majority side then, actually made the point that they are wasting time, that galamsey is so serious that the policy we should adopt is a policy to shoot and kill. The evidence is there. So those who said that even 25 years was too lenient and that we should shoot and kill, today are saying that the 20-year sentence is too harsh. I cannot believe it. They said 25 years is too small. In any case, this also means that the judge could have imposed a 25-year sentence if, in her view, the case merited 25 years. The least sentence she could have imposed is 15 years. That is what the law binds her to do. You understand? Now, what is interesting is that there were 2 counts on which he was found guilty. The judge decided that the sentences should run concurrently, and that is why he's going to serve 20 years. If the judge had not made a determination that the sentences should run concurrently, he could be serving 50 years. And the judge could have made that decision. He could have served 50 years. So the judge, in her wisdom, and I'm sure with some compassion, decided that instead of 50 years, he should serve 20 years. Now, Collins has made the point that 20 years is a long time. He's now how old? And that he'll come up when he's 70 and so on. The reckoning is not that way.
Yes.
The prison year is not 12 months.
It's actually 9, isn't it?
It's 9 months.
It's 9 months.
So if you do the calculation, he's not going to stay in prison for 20 years.
Maybe 15.
Or maybe even less.
Or less, yeah.
But in addition to that, every year, there's been no year in which the president has not granted some pardon to prisoners and so on.
Parole, yes.
Parole and all kinds of things. And that substantially reduces the sentencing and so on. Now, that is not to say that prison is a comfortable place. Prison is a horrifying place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to people, I haven't been to the West prisons. I have friends who served in the West prisons, like Kukubaku and Harunata and so on. They were in the West prisons. But I've been to Akuse prison. I've been to Oshaford. I've been to Nabrongo prison as an inmate. I've been to Tamale prison as an inmate and so on. Okay?
Because you suffered, though.
No, that's not the point I'm making.
Yeah, no, but I'm just...
So, prison is not a place you would wish for anybody. Yes. Ghanaian prisons are terrible places to have people, you know. Even in Nsawam prison, which in our days we regarded as a hotel, as a 5-star hotel.
Prison is supposed to be reformatory. It's supposed to reform people, not necessarily as a punishment. Yes, there's the punitive aspect, but what should supersede is the reformatory element. To reform you. But in our prisons, oh my God, it's worse than... I don't know what to compare it with. Overcrowded. 6 people would have to jump on the toilet at the same time. They join their buttocks together like this. This is mine, this is yours, another person is here, that person is here. Then you are all releasing missiles into the toilet bowl. Because you are so many. Many cannot wait for one person to go in there and come out. No, sir. Because of that, a lot of these people eat food that will constipate them. In our Ghanaian prisons, a lot of them have communicable diseases. The infirmary at a point is not able to take all of them. My brother, my sister. So this is Nsawam prison. My brother, my sister. And the prisoners there, this is where the news is. Come here. They are angry that Chairman WONTUMI is in the so-called VIP section. Remember we told you about it, the so-called diagnostic section, where about 50 people are kept on banked beds. They have a fan in there, and then they also have a TV that is connected to DSTV. The inmates are angry. They don't understand why some prisoners should be sent there. Some who have committed crimes that are worse than the petty stealing some of them did. Yesterday, as I speak, they already started speaking amongst themselves that they want WONTUMI to be released to them, to come and join them, share the same toilets together, so that at least WONTUMI can also taste the real prison. They have the main block. They have the diagnostic section. And that is where WONTUMI is. Now, information reaching us is that when WONTUMI comes out, and that is what it looks like. This is the Nsawam prison, the reformatory center. My brother, my sister, WONTUMI, when he comes down, anybody he meets, he bows down to greet the person. Take it from me. Can I say it again? WONTUMI is at Nsawam prison. The first day he spent so many hours praying in an all night. The next morning, he ran to the authorities saying that he was diabetic and that if he was kept there, he would die. They kept him at the infirmary. Anybody WONTUMI meets now, he bows down to greet. He bows to greet officers. He bows to greet fellow inmates. Is it for fear that there would be an alluter there so that they would pull him out and make him join them in the main block? But in all humility, WONTUMI presently bows before everybody to greet them and hardly raises his voice. Is it only the beginning? Is he already showing remorse? He has already told Bawumia and his people that he has learned his lessons in just 2 days to 3 days. Then prison is truly good. If prison can make a hardened, arrogant braggart like this reform in just 3 days, my God, then a lot of us need to go there. It's a school for good teaching. My brother, my sister, I say when he meets prisoners, time after time, he bows to greet them. Somebody who people were bowing to here with us now is bowing before people and greeting people. He has already heard that there's a certain kind of anxiety amongst the inmates to have him removed from the diagnostic center so that he will join them and see the true, real prison where he would sit with some of these people. My brother, my sister, Chairman WONTUMI is seeing his smoothness level. They want him released to them so they can show him something small. Now, Miracles ABOAGYE, who is also on his way to Nsawam anytime soon, Hanan, Kwabena Edubuahini, all these guys who are gradually making their way to the Nsawam prison might keep him company when they get in there. Woe betide any one of these guys who will go there and tell us the following day that he's diabetic or he needs eye drops that would have to be got from England or India. Woe betide any one of these guys who would go in there and be put into the so-called diagnostic whatever. Join them with the guys. Be bold. Be bold. Go and be with them. If they sodomize you once, twice, when you come out, you will see the other side of life. Miracles ABOAGYE has spoken. He thinks that the judge probably did not do a good job. That WONTUMI was only victimized because he opened his mouth too much. He granted this interview on UTV. Watch this.
Facebook war.
There has to be a follow-up.
No, I'm quiet. And you me pena minimum. Na so man peni anga sakwa bie nanum to anga say o kasa onim say nkrofo ni bi ka ho a na oboa. Nso oni momo. Ye nyina ni momo. Nti as for Chairman Wontumi being used as a scapegoat for political. Ye nyina ni say Chairman Wontumi dey tipo dem nye because of galamsey. So ye nyina ni.
So ye
because of nsem nanum nsem.
But so okokoti nka say nsem.
Oh, so the enim. See, there's a difference between the enim and the edapono so.
But say embra na di.
Oh, ebi me no problem. Embra de, see, embra de you to me the use no ye de pebia. Embra no to me. Wetumi de ye de pebia. Say wo no ebi wetumi ye bone. But that ban some de achew. But the same one now here no before you say you no be court. There's a big difference. Chairman Wontumi asemi nipa nankasa okọ asase no so koye galamsey na ye Chairman Wontumi ono no oni ko so wa koye galamsey o nipa nankasa okọ asase no so koye galamsey so ono no yamfa na yam prosecute no so no say yam prosecute no nti ya ban choice it is a make sure say 2 minutes embra de aban betumi use no so no pe bia nti na ye ne aban twen no.
So you see the line of argument. The one who really went to do the galamsey, the government did not prosecute the person, but they are prosecuting Wontumi. Look at the common sense he's putting there. Common sense in quotes. Hey, I gave this house to this man to take care of. Come here. I gave you this house to take care of. You are the one I am paying and holding responsible for this house. You allow people to come into the house with your permission. And whilst they were in there, they destroyed, they stole, and messed up my house. When I come, who do I hold responsible? But look at how he simplistically is spreading the lie shit. Common sense. That's what Miracles is saying. It hurts me when these people do their wrong things and the long arms of the law grab them. Then these same guys are doing propaganda. When will the nation grow? That's the point he's making. And the interviewer is so smart. It's like, but this is the law. You have been given a concession. You are the owner of the concession. You are responsible for anything that happens on the concession. Without the permission of the authorities, you bring in somebody on the land to plant coconuts. The person tells you that to plant those coconuts would cost a lot of money. Would you give me the money? You said you don't have the money. You can't give, despite bragging that you have everything in the world. Now we are told that the person says, okay, then if I can't get the money, to be difficult for me to plant cocoa nuts. Then you tell the person that then there is gold there. Why don't you dig out some of the gold and then plant the coconuts after you have sold the gold to make money? As to whether truly this was what happened or not, that is what is being peddled around. Now the gentleman goes on the land. He starts to do galamsey, illegal mining. He gets the gold and then he starts to plant coconuts on the farm with the proceeds of illegal mining. Now the long arms of the law come after Wontumi and you say, why is it that the other guy has been freed? What do we need him for? And you claim that is because of his big mouth. That is why Wontumi is in there. You put this in the head of that silly braggart. And he also thinks that he's a political prisoner. Is Mandela, Nelson Mandela. He will die in there. He has to learn his lessons. Be humble. Maybe he might get amnesty. We all would push for some amnesty for him. After it comes out that he has learned his lessons. After all, nobody deserves to be in there when they have achieved the purpose for which they were sent there. You are telling him he's a political prisoner. What politics? Who was Chairman Wontumi? Who made your own party fall right there at your own World Bank, the Ashanti region? Who was Wontumi? Even the vultures of the NDC do not want him. They don't want his carcass. is too toxic for them to feed on. And they make Wontumi look so important, as if he is the brain behind the whole of the NPP. I appreciate his rise from wherever he was, but he's a non-entity as compared to the big wigs of the party. What is the influence of Wontumi? That you guys are making him feel like he is a political prisoner. He's Nelson Mandela. He's Steve Biko. He's Chachuchi Kata. No, sir. He's a dirty galamseya. And there are so many other allegations, accusations that are coming after him. My brother, he might end up being in there for another 20 years. The Exim Bank case is there. Tano Nimri is still staring him in the eye. Why can't we speak the truth? You are a little boy. What's his name? Miracles ABOAGYE. You still have a long period ahead of you. Wontumi is 50. You are 40, 39, getting to 40. Do not jump into the fast lane. It's for your masters. Look at this line of argument. Absolutely no sense. You don't need to be a lawyer to know that to whom much is given, much is required and desired. I am put in charge. Why is it that when a commander of an army takes his soldiers out and the soldiers do something untoward, they kill somebody, he comes out to say that it's him and he's the one they normally hold responsible? Are you aware of that or not? Wontumi was the commander of that concession. He allowed nitwits to go in there, rodents to go in there and burrow into the ground. Now when they come to inspect and they realize that the land has been messed up, turned into a blighted site, what do? They go after the commander. It's common sense. You don't need a degree to understand this. Well, to the inmates of Nsawam prison, the reason Wontumi is where he is because he's a high-profile person. There are a lot of you who know him and probably dislike him because of who he is. That is why he has not been released to you. Somebody might take the opportunity to hurt him. He's a public figure. So he needs a bit of that protection. Basically, that is what it is. If you are a public figure who would have stepped on so many other people's toes, there's the possibility that people might even hire some of you to harm this person. We have seen murders in prisons in some countries, hired killers, inmates in there who have been hired to do nasty things in different parts of the world. Thankfully, in Ghana, we haven't seen that and we don't want to see that. In every jurisdiction, they try as much as possible to protect high-profile, aka high-risk inmates. That is why he's in there. But I believe once in a while, they will release him to you to play football with. And remember, he says he's diabetic. Don't let him overrun. It's the black pot, aka Kokoshodemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we have a final story. Hey-ya! Hey-you! Kai! Wayo!
back and stay safe. The National Petroleum Authority is cautioning the public to desist from scooping or fetching fuel from overturned fuel tankers at accident scenes. Do not get closer to the scene in an attempt to take videos or pictures. Inhaling the petroleum product is detrimental to your health. Worst of all, petroleum products are volatile and highly flammable, and a small spark can trigger a catastrophic explosion, causing deaths and loss of property. Call the Ghana Fire Service or Ghana Police personnel to handle the scene, or reach the National Petroleum Authority's contact center on 0302 550 380. Your life is worth more than a gallon of fuel. This Save a Life campaign is from the National Petroleum Authority.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot, Kuku Show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show, where we speak truth to power. At this point, I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. Tesori Doriente. Turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori Doriente. And thanks so much to Millennium Insurance. Oh yes, your trustworthy partner. I want to also say thank you so much to NPA for that beautiful message. Stay back, stay safe. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show, where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe to the channel, hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch the show. Like the show as well. Recommend us to family and friends. We are such a big family, all because of you. Thank you so much for making us #1 when it comes to patriotism online. And remember, here we don't talk politics. It is all about patriotism. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a story you want us to follow up on. Hey, we are excited anytime you come to us with a story. But be warned, when we accept to take your story on, you can stop the story from being investigated right at the beginning. But when we start, it's like a wildfire. You can't stop it. We have had people who have come to tell us, oh, the person you are investigating has decided to come and pay this, has decided to do this, has decided to do that. We now go listen to you. Now, when we agree, we go full length. All right? So if you are trying to use us as a blackmail tool so that you can frighten people to give you what is due you, as long as we realize that its implications would hurt the nation, no, sir, we will go forward to investigate and bring out the story. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Final story, story number 4. Watch this. I was framed by NDC. Miracles, ABOAGYE, Cries, bitter tears. You see, these guys are always crying wolf. 2 years, he was the boss of the interministerial committee for a certain animal called decentralization. They have those long names whenever they want to confuse us in the ghetto. Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. The Presidency, Republic of Ghana. At the Presidency. This was where Miracles ABOAGYE was. And for the 2 years he was in there, there was a certain audit that came out that he had to pay back some money. Some corruption went underground, allegedly, according to the Auditor General. And then Iyoko had his hands on him. This was what the Auditor General said. But when they went into it, they realized that da. In fact, what we call a can of worms had been hit. Find out what it means to say a can of worms. You can also say the Pandora's box. My brother, my sister, they realized that what the Auditor General saw was only a tip of the iceberg. Time now to go deeper. And they realized upon investigation that my brother here was A guy who was sat on some 55 million Ghana cedis in money laundering, theft, and so on and so forth. First, they decided to freeze his accounts. Decided to walk him around and see what he had used the money for. They took him around some buildings that were suspected to be his. He was quite cooperative, very gentle with the people. We were even told that at intervals he was even begging for clemency, leniency, mercy. Use any of the synonyms that you like. My brother, my sister, this is Miraculous ABOAGYE. Brilliant guy. Now, when investigators went into the business, they realized that there was so much more than what the Auditor General had seen and started inviting him to talk to him. He was returning from the nation. They grabbed him, took him to the IOCO offices, and IOCO is Economic and Organized Crime Office. Is headed by a blue suit wearing dude, Capo di tutti capi, the boss of all bosses, one Caporet, a.k.a. Raymond Archer. He was voted the youngest journalist in the sub-region in his days as a journalist. After doing journalism for a long time, winning all the awards and training a lot more, he wanted to do something new. He cracked a lot of cases in his investigative journalism in those days, including the case of Richard Anani and his doggy-style sex right there with an American woman that bore him a son that he didn't want to take off. We all remember Richard Anani. He was threatened in the days. They chased him with macho men and all that, but he stood his ground and pushed nothing but the thing. Sometimes he had issues with, authorities and all that, and that is what always happens. But this is the guy. Oh my God. And we all remember Uncle Sam's rice and much more, the rice master. Go into those stories and you realize that this is a heavyweight in journalism. Right now, he's taking journalism to another level and he's doing intelligence. He's hired around the world to do a lot of intelligence work for different groups around the world. This is the guy called Raymond Archer. Don't underestimate this guy. He's deep into the forensic science. My brother, crypto, he goes into that. Offshore accounts, he's in there. Onshore accounts, he's in there. Even if you have an account in hell, he has a way of telephoning Satan and telling him to reveal all the information in one command. This is Capo di tutti capi. Dangerous guy. Though a journalist by training, he hardly speaks in the media because he's too busy and he works on a lot of investigations. So, my very good friend, Miraculous ABOAGYE, went in there and he has realized and he knows that there's a lot that IOCO has on him. Maybe he has told himself, hey, I am going to end up in the same boat as Chairman WONTUMI. So he has started doing propaganda. What is the propaganda? He claims that the NDC, the government in power, intentionally asked for him to be framed up. In his own words, for them to find something on him. How can you find something where there's nothing? In Jamaica, we have a saying that I truly love. They say, you don't go look for cow dung where there are no cows. My brother, how do you find cow dung where there are no cows? You can't go to a goat pen looking to find cow dung. Neither can you go to a hen coop seeking to find donkey dung. Correct? Now, if you are truly clean, hey, they can go to heaven. Hey, transition in hell. Go through Hades and return. They will find focal about you. But if you are dirty already, that is when you are scared that people might frame you. How do you frame me? Me, Blakk Rasta, that you put we in my pocket and say that it's me. I have the weed. I have never smoked weed. You would have to prove that the little weed you had in my pocket, I probably was going to sell it or maybe give it to a friend. They do this to a lot of people around. But my brother, the Dagombes have a saying, and I love to quote it when it's necessary. Find the Dagomba to tell you what it means. In Jamaica, this same saying, they say, Doppy no ufi frighten. Doppy no ufi frighten. Find out what that means. May I go deeper? Watch this. Now, Miracles ABOAGYE has been busy laba-labaing. You know what that means? He's been laba-labaing. He's running his mouth. He granted an interview to OB. And he alleged that he has been framed or he is being framed. And he mentioned names. I'm happy. Except one name. Watch this.
And that's how come the current executive lands.
Yes,
ministry.
lands ministry as a civil servant. Until eventually now, then he came back
to IMCC,
now as the
executive secretary.
So now that is where the issue starts. Oba, you know. Until me na me feel say me mo mama ne permanent job or civil service no. I'm say 2 months be no coffee you know anya ne de. Nani anje. Nti oda hye ne mu. Nti Oba, you know, I remember correctly, the first 3 months he called me. In fact, my mutual friend be friend me catch him say, you know, Gamele say then call for the money pressure say you should find something on you because my buying pressure into no. I'm telling you this.
How should we believe the
No. If you want me to prove it, I can prove it to you. You know, sometimes when you have very personalized conversations with people, you want to respect that. You know, he did that. In fact, there was a joint meeting between myself and him and our mutual friend.
Personally?
Yes, face to face.
Face to face.
Yes, face to face. The same thing. He said the same thing. Now I say, but me, I speak for the former vice president. I speak for the MPP. Asking me to keep quiet is like asking me not to exist. It's not possible. I say, okay. Then he went ahead. That is when he and this, I think this was around when na ye kagalamse issues, you know.
That's last year?
Yes. You know when
okay. Kwenyako baby.
Yes.
Water treatment.
Okay, I say galamse campaign.
Yeah.
It was around that time. And to me, minya message if you know say why audit. There's a draft report that he wants me to respond to.
Okay.
Audit will be you first of all need to write to the person.
Write to the person.
Tell the person the scope of the audit.
Yeah.
And then working papers, only the panel must all sign to. Before you even
these are the documents we are going to.
Yes.
Okay.
And the person must, you know, but one or the fabra. Or they audit, or they a friend is saying draft audit reports in the buy and make sure Emma may respond there. Some of them will be almost documents be almost when I'm so ho. Nti wo hwa obi hu nonetheless no I have copies nti me copies na me wo no me de bebre mu nti me ye copies no ye bibia na me de kan ho na me de ekoma no I remember very well said that na me de copies no koma no crampo no aka kire me say oni office nti me kwa minja owi hwe read way ma me read heading way ma me.
It was a list of attached documents response 11th November 2025.
Great. Until 11th November 2025 and I made a document we on my mede in fact was a checklist.
Yes.
It was a kanya say issue be a document.
Issue be a document omu here no.
Emma omu receive here. No mo sign here.
Received by one is it? Mehu Samuel Anoma.
Onu ye me nipa me so man e call.
Okay. And I mehu Prisla.
Onu na receive here.
Malins Bequin.
Onu na receive here. You know line by line all the documents na me didn't na come omu. Say these are the documents you requested for. Omuji. Enti me oho about a month later, sending me another draft, ostensibly factoring the
response
in the documentation. No? Already 3 issues. 3 issues. The audit
in the
raised,
second draft, no.
Yes, the audit
What
raised,
was the second draft? The final.
No, there was a third draft.
Third one.
When the second draft came, 3 issues were raised.
Okay.
And see, we requested for a meeting with the auditors.
Okay.
Because we realized they didn't have better understanding.
We know why.
Oh, me.
Okay.
Say me. And see, said they didn't have a better understanding of some of the issues. So I went to the IMCC. Me kwa IMCC. Me, executive secretary, any auditors.
That's nice. Okay.
And you go through the issues now on my raising. And I mean, to me, boss, clarify issues and raise with evidence and documentation. It's a bit when you say, I was there when I received a final report.
Okay.
Say somewhere early this year. Say this is the final report. Now after the final report, we are requesting you to make a refund. Let me say, refund is saying, what am I refunding? So of course I have to go and look at the 3 issues. And see, when I received the request for the refund, I'm saying, I say, Adi bibi ekakwe, my hini ya, obe chichere asemaswame. Inti me lawyers etromano say we want clarity, and we also believe that you also need clarity. Inti a meeting between yang and the warning auditors, so that we can look at this your request for refund. The request for refund letter is here. Maybe you don't have to read everything, but you can read the heading.
But before the request for refund, about accounts, now almost the final audit report
about together.
Oh, anyway, about together.
Request any final about
any
together.
Final about
yes,
together.
It came together in the same
and
year.
The request ostensibly was based on the 3 issues now.
The same year, the 3 issues. We'll go into those 3 issues. Yes. We'll go into the 3 issues.
Okay.
On the 3 issues.
Okay. Because also we also follow up on audit recommendation, liabilities of former executive secretary.
Yes.
It is the request for refund.
Yes, it is the request.
And they were requesting you to pay.
Well, so OB was the one we are told who was presented as his lawyer at Iyoko when he arrived there. And for them to be asking each other some of these questions on live radio, it looks like he probably is one of the lawyers, or he now is trying to go into the whole issue and understand it better. Whatever it is, my brother, we have always said one thing: if he's innocent, may he walk. But if he's guilty, may he go the way of WONTUMI. My brother, this Gameli Odufia gentleman, who is the new boss of the Interministerial Committee on Decentralization. Listen to what Miracles ABOAGYE is saying about it. This is his successor. Was he responsible for putting this man in that position? Is that what he's trying to say? Was there a certain punitive measure where this man was supposed to stay away for 2 months? Or who was Miracle talking about, saying that the person stayed away for 2 months and didn't like it, and therefore it's now time for retribution, retaliation? According to Miracles, when this man called Gameli, who is now the boss of that outfit with that long useless name, my brother, my sister, Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization at the presidency, Gameli Hodufia, is now the boss there. According to Miracles, this guy was told to find something, find a fault, no matter what, with Miracles ABOAGYE, so we can pin him. Find some fault, whatever it is. Look in the books and find a fault. And according to Miracles, this man also confided in a mutual friend whose name he never mentioned. That, watch your back. The NDC is looking for you. They have asked Gameli to find some debts on you so that you can be pinned. And then in no time, these things started coming up. My brother, the judge is not stupid. Ghanaians are not stupid. Whatever it is on paper. Miracles, you did this, you did this, you did this. True or false. When these people talk like this, they make our judges and our courts look stupid. Or can anybody just walk to a judge and give them just anything so that they can miscarry justice? I don't get it. Is that thing still here with us? And that's proof to us that in the days things like that happened. Do we still have that? This is a high-profile case where it's all about documentation. Yes, documentation and hard facts. Miracles, did you do this or not? My Lord, I never did it. And there's nothing to show that I've ever done it. How can they twist this thing to say that you did it when you didn't do it? There are Ghanaians. Are we all a nation of about 40 million fools? We don't understand common sense. But these guys are quick to say, oh, they were framed. Oh, they are political prisoners. Oh, they are politically witch hunting them. And if I were him, I would not even utter a word. A man who is right speaks less. The politicians who are the worst thieves, they are those who need 1,000,000 years to explain to you one policy. But again, Miracles, you are in trouble. Take it from me. You are in serious trouble. Anything we have said on this show, my brother, has come to pass. You join WONTUMI there. It's not personal. I've never known you, never spoken with you. I don't remember. If you have, remind me. These days, I forget a lot. So I have no reason to dislike you. If I dislike you, it's because you have treated Ghana badly. As for those people, I have no problem. I have a big problem with them. Those who destroy our country, steal from our country, make poor people suffer in the ghetto, people who should have become better. That's the problem I have with them. Apart from that, honest people, I have no reason to run after anybody. My brother, what I have seen and what I know from investigations, you are in trouble. We told Kwame Dubois in this. We told Hanan this. You will all end up in the same boat. As for where that boat is heading, you all know. Nsawam. Not to drink juice from the Nsawam cannery. But it's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh my God. It's been a beautiful day. Love and respect. Oh my God. Our numbers are on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Your advert on the show will be seen and heard all over the world. This is a very decent platform. And we carry ourselves with high levels of integrity, honesty, loyalty, patriotism, and we shun all isms and schisms. It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonemo, and here we speak truth to power. Let's hear from you, and we are done for the day. All right? So Citizen Raman says, fire. George Mill says, why are all the lawyers in Ghana becoming politicians? Most of them, too, are becoming criminals. Tell me more. Oguyemi Prince says, it's time for a lecture from the wisdom teacher. Please, let's have our own seat and listen to the great lecture from one and the only history class. Thank you, Oguyemi Prince. We appreciate you. Jason Stratz says, fire, yeah. Kekeli Sharif says, the current Ghana Bar Association is a scam. Isaac Deborah says, Iraq, not Iran. Iraq, not Iran. Iraq, not Iran. Did somebody say Iraq or Iran? Saddam Hussein from Iraq, of course. From Iraq, yes. Or what point was this person trying to? Was there a slip? Did we slip between Iran and Iraq? The only difference is the N and the Q. So maybe, I don't remember, but let's know, okay? Thank you so much. Isaac Chumberima Nkansa says, small boy with big brain. Alaji Dole says, fire. Jafaru Safia says, Safia, how you doing? Lucky Macaulay, Igo Temuru. I like that. Igo Temuru. Hey, it sounds like something entering a hole with a force. Igo Temuru. Sumbu. There's another name like that. Busumuru. I used to fear those names. Powerful African names. Those names that can wake up the dead. Busumuru. It's like a chant. This is Igo Temuru. Do you know? Duabelian Zorbil says fire, Ray the Vucci Zankanali says Dodo. Della Hammond says Nasty. Our explanation is what always puts us in trouble. We always want to be our own lawyers. Thank you. F4 Yesuto says there is law, and now the law has spoken. Nati ranks GH says, man, if you are saying the truth, just go to Nogopo. Okay, so F4 Yesuto says Nogopo is a town, not a shrine. You guys should let the Volta rest. I like that. Well, most of the time they say we are going to Washington, okay? Yeah, and that means they're going to the White House. Washington said tonight that the American system, blah, 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 blah. And Washington means the White House. So sometimes we use them interchangeably. As for Ni Ayika Carlos says, just imagine this guy becoming the president of Ghana. He would have used the taxpayers' money to sort himself out. Yeah, was Sikadada. Yeah, was Sikadada. Okay, it was Sikadada. All right. Greetings, Black Rasta. Shakor. Zakari says, Kukusho. Nemo. Hamid Sule says, Salam alaikum, Black Rasta. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Kaifa haluk, ya Hamid. Adigbli Harrison says, tell him to be patriotic. Benazu says, real talk. Henry Atia says, greetings, Black Rasta. I hope all is well. And greetings to the good people of Bolgatanga. For the MPP, never again. Black, may the good Lord bless you and protect you from Mother Ghana. Wade Adam says, good evening, Prophet Black Rasta. You are indeed a prophet sent with truth and integrity. I remember the time you started questioning Cheddar. And all he could say was he would buy your radio station and sack you. Henry Atia says, please, Black. Anytime you visit your good friend WONTUMI, say hello to him. From the Blackport family. Okay? Emmanuel Ania says, Black, what's up with OK Frimpong case? There's absolutely nothing we are hearing from that area. So we are still keeping our ears to the ground. I believe that we'll be able to pick up a few effusions. All right? Emmanuel Ania says, are the authorities scared of Edu Boahino or what? His case has been overly delayed. Well, we are finishing it soon. Give us a few days. I trust these investigators. Oh, I trust them. So Aura is working. Idris Shamsu says, watching you live from America, Maryland, Baltimore. Keep it up, Blakk. Okay? And then Big Apple Realist. Okay. Says, I really don't understand your caption at all. Business can go anywhere, either left or right. That doesn't make someone a criminal. You are doing a smear campaign against Cheddar, and that's wrong. No. So please, do not be confused by headlines. Don't let the label stop you from checking the content of the bottle. Do not judge the book by its cover. You are the kind of people who just read headlines and that's that. Don't do that. Check it out and see how they relate. I'm sure by now you've realized that this comment is useless. Nobody said Cheddar is a thief. Did we say that? Did we say that? If anything at all we said was that we appreciate the fact that wherever he got the money from, he's brought it to Ghana to invest. So don't, please look at just headlines and judge. All right? All right, so there's no smear campaign against anybody. We are just dealing with facts. That's it. Sonia Atta says, I wonder why most Ghanaians are so fickle-minded that they are easily pursued. Easily. When they see that the person is rich, most Ghanaians don't check the source of the money. Thank you. Tony Kadili says, Blakk Rasta, watching you live from London. Blakk Rasta, is there any investigation ongoing about Dr. Bawumia and his Pualugu Dam? Not that I know. Rap Thunder says, welcome, legendary Blakk. Great Guy says, what Cheddar is saying is all lies. I don't know. Yes. Great Guy, is that what you're saying? Philip Peregrino Peters says, Blakk Rasta, watching you live from Charlotte, North Carolina, Moor Fire. We have one shark who says, Blakk Rasta, I can't stop watching you. I will continue listening to the truth to the caskets. Thank you. Bori Issa says, always Asante guys want to look smart. Now, please, those blanket statements about ethnic groups, try not to bring them up, okay? One people, one big Ghana, one big Africa, all right? No stereotyping, I beg you. NDC, Malaysia, Singapore. As usual, our stupidity of running down our own Nkwasi. Since when did it become a criminal offense to be in debt? You Blakk Rasta also, you must be very circumspect and stop churning these lies. So these are the headline readers who don't check the real content. I'm sure by now, they have checked it out. And they are realizing that they rushed into conclusions. And NDC, Malaysia, Singapore. Some of those harsh words, slow them down. Not on this platform, okay? With all respect, the ABOAGYE platforms are there. Send them there. Here, you can make your point without ABOAGYE and all that, okay? With all respect. Edward Nana Esiama. All right. Streaming you live, legend. Thank you. Experiment says, I have never seen this chap as a person of sound mind. It's only under the chairmanship of Jean Mensa that this chap would find his head on a ballot sheet. Nana Kwame Bedia Kun Alias, well, Alias Cheddar is another ubiquitous validating himself before our eyes with political cover as a shield. The Yoko must investigate him with a sophisticated tooth comb. Amir Jr. says, Blakk, he begs. Who be that? Muji Orompo. I like that. Good evening. And then Amir Jr. says, I admire Nana Chedddar's zeal to make wealth. But like the old cliche goes, Sikam Pedidi. He who is of no sin should cast the first stone. Good luck, bro. Alote Boating says, you are not making sense. It's a fall from here and spend it here. So what? I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish I understood what you're saying. Sense is a fall from here and spend it there. So what? No. Okay, I think I get it. I think you are trying to, I may be wrong, trying to say that I prefer the thief who invested in the country to the one who takes from the country, steals from the country and invests it outside. That's why I said if a gun is put to my head and I'm forced to choose one, I'll prefer the one that invests in the country. And I went ahead to say, I am not endorsing thievery, never. Please understand the lexicon or the lexicology. All right? Well, maybe that's not what you are referring to. But if that's not it, just dash it away. Abdallah Ama Sanji says, Cheddar, you are a hero, never give up. Yes? Sonia Atta says, Ghanaians must be careful of the type of people we choose to lead us as presidents. The so-called businessmen, most of them are corrupt and they are liars. Adigbi Harrison says, Blackpot always stands for the truth to power. May Jehovah protect Blakk Rasta. Amen. Philip Kwabena says, Blakk, I salute, sir. James Akakpo says, God have mercy on us, Ghana. Not everyone that shines is gold. Kwajo Fiagbe says, President John Dramani Mahama is a president. I have always wanted to rule. Okay. Wilder Motor says, Blakk Rasta, I salute you. More fire. And we have Ishmael Eli Akam is giving us a serious prayer. Kamel Abuabo says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. I think every African country needs to support Ghana president to make such barbaric people stop the barbarism. The white people in South Africa are not comfortable seeing us destroying ourselves. But MPP must be banished from this country because they don't want our progress as a country. With this, they are corrupt and greedy galamseyers all over the country. And WONTUMI has just been jailed for destroying our environment. And his people are talking rubbish. Please greet Chairman FK of Tamale Central, the only landlord, and we need to retain him for a better Tamale Central. Dr. Mohammed Sharif Abdul Khalik, MP for the people of Nantong, and our incoming Tamale Central organizer, Mr. Ishmael. I am Kamil, watching live from Ababu, Tamale. That's my hood. This is the last one we are taking. Amir Jr. says, you can't blame him wanting to be president. This has been the norm. Get into politics and make money. Sibley Isaac says, good evening, guys. Alote Boatin says, please, you are not making sense. Is the thief in Ghana? I spent it in Ghana. So what? Oh, please get the context, okay? It's the context. All thieves are thieves. We don't like them. But I'm trying to give a bit of emphasis. What I'm saying is that if a gun is put to my head, that you must choose between jumping from a story building and crashing to death or jumping into the sea, I will choose this and not that. My brother, if the thief in Ghana steals and then invest in Ghana, when we catch them, everything is still going to remain in Ghana. It is easier. Rather than going out to chase all those things that other jurisdictions may even refuse us, like Abacha and his people stole Nigeria's money and took out, and it's been so difficult repatriating the money to Nigeria. It's with us. We'll take our own thing and punish them on top. That is not in any way supporting thievery. I am only being sarcastic about what really it is. Okay? So please try to understand what it is. Sonia Atta says, Cheddar must come back again to explain to us vividly. I don't encourage cheating. Same way. Felix Jumo Kwabena says, Blakk, you are doing a great job. Thank you. And Asibi Isaac says, the NDC can make Ghana a good country in the world. Mr. John Mahama knows how to get something to get to what we can be. Okay, well, I think I get what you're trying to say. Felix Jumo Kwabena says, Ghanaians just need to let John Mahama go for the third term. Amir Jr. says, that would be tantamount to a coup, increasing the term to 5 years rather. Okay? It is what it is, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. It's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. We'll catch you again tomorrow, Friday. We'll do it again from 6 p.m. Until then, we love you. Please don't leave the platform without hitting on the subscription button and also on the notification bell. Like the show as well, share the broadcast, and recommend us to family and friends. We love you. Hey-ya! Hey-yo! Wayo! Kogo! Kogo!